We're digging back in the past of Cookie's old life. Andre and Lucious have a temporary truce. And is Tiana going diva? All that next on the Empire After Show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
If you run around saying you the best, who am I? If
I
put
love
you
this.
on the guest list,
Let's
yes,
go.
you denied. I'm the
Hakeem
ruler, I'm the heir,
and
the
Blake.
prince of Zamona.
Who do you think
This
won?
full of treasures,
We're
breast
not
cooler
talking about
full of
Blake's
bears.
real
What's up?
identity. That's gonna be fun.
Right?
I like how he has like a hard track and he comes in as like a very hard character and his name is Blake.
And I like the beef. I like the
Me
back and
too.
forth.
I do.
you
It was
know?
high. It was turning.
And I
me on
like the
a little bit.
respect, and I feel like this is the first time, honestly, in the whole season of Empire, like this season, that I've been like, this music's dope. Like, I really liked it.
Little Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah,
Shout out.
I liked it.
Welcome to the Empire After Show, episode 13 of Hardness, His Mother. I think that's the name of the episode. I might be jacking that up. We're gonna run that back and make sure that that's correct, but I'm right that it's episode 13.
It is Of Hardiness is Mother.
Of Hardiness is Mother. That's a weird title. I don't get it. But I'm Jill Munroe. Thank you guys for checking me out. I am joined tonight with Abigail and Zack.
What's
Hello,
up, guys?
people. So, guys, there's a lot in this episode.
It was jam-packed.
It was really, really packed. Initial reactions. And go.
Hated Jamal. Hated the jam.
Ditto. Loved Cookie.
I didn't like Becky's hair this week. Her ponytail,
Yeah.
her Ariana Grande look was not.
Wasn't
my vibe.
together.
Was kind of like, that was the emoji where it's just like holding its fake chin.
Where it's like,
That
deep in thought.
with Tiana. I liked Andre in this episode.
You liked Andre?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Okay.
he's a suave little dude in this one.
So, Andre, Blake the rapper, and Cookie's Closet. We know that's your favorite. We're going to talk about all that. So, first up, let's talk about revisiting Cookie's old life. Cookie's still at the house recovering from her heart attack. We see her in her heart attack diva wear.
Looking she looks so good with no makeup. Like, I love that look on her, that very fresh
Down.
faced, chill
Okay.
vibe. I feel it.
Not
you like that?
glammed up?
You like the
I
glam
don't-
Cookie?
No,
huh?
I like the glam Cookie. I mean, I don't have like a strong preference one way or the other, but I mean,
I feel like she's always glam.
Yeah.
Because like I wouldn't wear
A
that.
head wrap and a Patrick Kelly t-shirt.
maybe like not if I,
didn't
didn't know
like
I was
the
leaving.
outfit.
Oh really?
I didn't like the I liked her better in the other like which we'll get into in Cookie's
Yeah.
Closet.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Yeah,
later.
Okay, so themes of Cookie's old life keep coming back. China pops up. I guess she's been calling at the office. Portia's following Lucious's plan to not have any workplace activities interfere with Cookie because he's in love with Cookie again. He wants to make sure she's happy, but we all know Cookie's only happy when she's working.
Right.
So, China, one of her old cellmates, has been calling, reaching out, trying to get in touch with her. How do we feel about that? Like, it's taken this long, I thought. I mean, didn't she go
Yeah.
back to the prison and visit? I'm a little confused about how they laid this out.
I feel like there wasn't a ton of cohesion with what was said in previous seasons about prison, along with what kind of we were being fed this episode. But
Yeah.
just looking at this episode by itself, I feel like when you leave, I mean, is that really a part that you want to keep living? Like, do you want to
No.
stay in contact? I feel like you don't want to forget, but it's like, while we were watching it, I was honestly thinking, like, how crazy, I mean, we all know there's craziness with the system, but how crazy it is that you're not even really prepared or prepped for going back out into the real world. And it's like, you did have these survival instincts that took place, and then it's like, you just have to cut those off once you're back out in the real world. And it just, I don't know, it had me really thinking a lot more deeper into everything than just the episode. But I feel like I wouldn't want to stay connected with that once I was out.
I don't think that I would either, but I guess, I mean, if these people were protecting you and maybe the difference between life and death a lot of times were with these women that she was in with, it's probably conflicted because you don't want to go back there in those memories, but you feel a certain sense of loyalty to it.
I also don't know, like, what the laws are on, like, felons meeting up. Like, I don't know if you're like allowed, like legally
that's
allowed.
right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
That's a good
That is
point.
a great
That's a
point.
So it's
point.
almost like I think it might be illegal for y'all to get coffee. I don't know.
Hang out.
Maybe. But I also feel like it's like when, you were going through a rough patch and you were dating that guy. It's like you don't want to go back to that chapter of your life. Like you've learned from it. You've moved past it. Like, you have all the memories and you take all the lessons learned. But again, it's not something you really want to go back to or
Reflect
relive.
on a lot,
Even though you
right.
guys, may have had a good time. Maybe you had good sex. Like it was good. It was in the past, but now you're ready to move on.
So we
don't wanna go
find
back.
out that Pound Cake has cancer. She's in a hospice.
Yeah,
still
she
in
looked like
jail.
she took a real pounding from life. She was looking a little rough in the hospital bed.
I feel like Pound Cake always looked rough. I don't know. I mean, I'm just.
Is it weird because I feel like almost they did too much with her makeup because I was like, that bitch has a lot of makeup caked on her face, like in the
to
sick
make her
scene.
look
Yeah,
ran
yeah,
down.
Yeah. But she
I
looked
guess
like
they
Pound
wanted
Cake.
over the top.
to, they wanted to illustrate.
Yes.
So, Cookie goes to visit Pound Cake, and we know that Pound Cake had a baby. We've seen reference to that before. Shout out, first of all, to Wondrous Jackson, who was in the chat and in the comments, because this individual, because I'm not sure if it's a guy or a girl, so I don't want to mess up, dropped a lot of information about Pound Cake in last week's episode and what's going to be coming up, and the actress who's actually going to be playing Pound Cake's daughter. So we know Cookie was on the lookout to see what happened, so we're going to see more of that
will
in her
find
new
her.
life. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler. So, guys, we find out she goes, Pound Cake is like, I want to know what happened to my daughter. She should be in college now. So Cookie looks up the Bo, the CO that tortured them in while they were in prison, and goes to his house with Portia. Meanwhile, Lucious is tracking her with that watch. I mean, is that real? Like,
some
would you
nerve.
not send the lawyer? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
I mean,
I know it's Cookie.
It's
Yeah.
not really Cookie's tactic to send a lawyer. She's very confrontational, and but then like this is where you come to the legality of like you
Right.
can't just visit your old CO's house. You can't just show up on his doorstep.
That's like a threat, and
Yeah.
we know what he did, but I don't know.
And now it's like, I was thinking that too, but then when she was like, I have the governor at my house for dinner, like, I'll ruin your life. I'm like, all right, I guess,
But I mean, here's the thing: there's a lot of things going on. Your husband was just blown up a couple
Right.
of months ago. There was a
also, like-
murder with your son. I feel like at some point you gotta chill, right?
Yeah, they also had like a lot of makeup on Bo, making him look really rough.
the makeup was a
To age him.
Yeah.
To age him.
It was they like really made him look rough.
I really felt for his wife.
Yeah, because she probably. I mean, well, she didn't. She obviously.
She believed that he was like a mentor to these
Right,
girls.
that he was really trying to work through it. She knew who Cookie was as soon as she opened the door. Really quick, can we talk about how flawless heart attack Cookie looked?
Yeah, she looked
at
fly.
Bo's house with
Yeah.
that fur, the
The
red
And her hair
fur.
looked dope, and she
Yes.
just,
Yeah,
yeah.
work, Cookie, work.
Yeah, because like he probably, once she got out and, she
Blew
went
up.
back to
Yeah.
Empire, he was probably like, oh, she was my inmate, talking about her,
Yeah.
like building it. And so she's like, oh my God, she really was.
But I mean, it's interesting to me, like his wife would be that into like a hip hop label where.
Right. Yeah, but even if they're not into label, like, if like Jay-Z had
Yeah.
been and they would be like,
True.
oh, my husband, like that was
Celebrity,
his
yeah.
like or whatever. Because I feel like they are like, maybe they don't listen to their music, but they're such a pop culture figure.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I don't know if I would react. Like, this was also like a convicted felon that, my husband was with in prison. Like, I wouldn't be as embracing if she showed up on my doorstep.
And offer a cinnamon pound cake.
Yeah.
But if
and
you
lemonade.
thought that he really did affect her life in a positive way and she was coming back to be like, thank you, and all those things that she believed, I feel like you would probably greet her that way.
Fair. But I mean, do you
But
really
showing
not
up,
know?
unannounced at your door. I don't know. Her
And do
reaction
you
was
really
just kind of
not
weird.
know that your husband is that much of a jerk?
No.
Like, how does she really believe that he's this stand-up man that mentored these women in prison and made Cookie Lyon who she is today? Like,
To be honest, I
can
don't
live
think it's that
with
far
him.
fetched. That stuff happened. Like, rape happens so much in
no.
prisons.
I mean,
like, there
yeah.
probably are a lot of wives that are like,
But do you think that I guess what Zach is saying is, do you think that the wife wouldn't know some signs that he
Yeah.
has some form
That
of
he's not-
abusive or
yeah.
controlling behavior? Like something had to have been
I
brought
don't
up,
know.
especially he was wreaking havoc. I don't know.
Yeah. Like you feel it in your gut. Whether you choose to ignore it is something else, but like you can feel that.
I mean, yes, but then you also look at cases like where a person goes mad and kills their whole family. It's like, did you see that one coming? Like, probably not. You know,
okay.
I don't know.
Good
There's these. You maybe would have been more aware. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, listen, it sounds like Bo and maybe his wife could use mentors in life.
Yes.
And, you know, we have our own mentor here at AfterBuzz TV. So if you want to learn, have fun, and grow in all areas of your life, for those of you, for those that do, we have the perfect podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos. That is our Maria, who is the owner and creator of AfterBuzz TV podcast edition. It's hosted by her every Friday on iTunes, and it features celebrity and influencer interviews along with secrets and tips on how to get better in all aspects of life. Like we said, Bo could use some of that.
Yes.
You know, maybe China, we don't know. China was having a hard time adjusting to life on the outside too. From health and wellness tips to career, relationship, finances, and more. Let Maria be the big sister that you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. And be sure to rate and comment. And when you do, let Maria know that the Empire After Show, that would be us, your favorite center there. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition. Check it out.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Every week, it's like something to look forward to for sure.
So
I learn a bunch
you guys
of stuff.
check it out.
Yeah.
So, okay. You know, we're going to put a pin in Cookie going to talk to Bo and bullying him into getting the name of the agency where. Now, I thought it was interesting that he just straight up honestly told her, yo, dark, full black babies, they go to the system. Mixed babies, they get adopted.
Right. It was almost like.
I think it's real.
No, 100% it's real.
Yeah.
But it was almost like I had to decide whether that was like a forced message that they wanted to put in the show or whether it was like, I mean, I know it clearly it was because it is really happening, but it was just like a weird
It was a forced message.
It was forced.
It was a forced message. Yeah.
little bit.
I mean, like there could have been like a more organic way to incorporate because it's obviously like it's something that we can all see as being
Or could that have come up maybe
believable.
later when they find her and then you find out, oh, well, here's what happened.
Well, I guess in order to find her, we had to know that she
that's
went
true.
to this particular,
house, or maybe
Hope
like when they
House.
got there to Hope, like he could be like she's at Hope House, and when they got to Hope House, it could have been like, oh yeah, like all the white and mixed babies come here, and then all the dark babies go. You know, I feel like there was another way to kind of
To approach it, yeah.
make it a little
Yeah.
more part of the story. But again, like I feel like this is an educational episode just for people that
They
don't
just drop stuff in
No,
to, like,
yeah,
to let
like
you know
dropping
about the prison
knowledge.
population.
Yeah.
Probably, I think that they, throughout the seasons, have tried to incorporate themes that
course.
are happening right now that are very relevant into
Right.
their messaging. So that one was there. So we'll get back to that because Cookie is obviously on a quest
She
to
is
find
on one.
Poundcake's daughter so that she can see her, and we don't even know if Poundcake's daughter knows she's adopted, knows the history.
Right.
I'm sure we'll find out very soon. The actress that is going to be playing Poundcake's daughter, spoiler, is Ryan Brown.
Okay.
She played Miss Chalet in the Lifetime movie, and she's been in a couple of other things. So we'll see her soon.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. But I want to talk about Lucious and Andre teaming up. Andre is
like
working
that.
very, very hard to get back in Dad's good graces.
I love it.
I mean, yeah, there's some atonement that needs to be paid when you
A
try to
lot.
kill your dad.
Yeah, a little. I mean, do you think that relationship can ever really be repaired?
No. No, he
That
tried to
was
kill his
fast.
father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as Cookie pointed out, we've all wanted to kill
Yeah.
you. But the
We've all
difference is we
wanted
haven't
to kill you.
tried.
Yeah,
Right.
like, and it was more than just try. Like, there was almost a full execution. Like, there was a plan. The car blew up in front of him. He just happened to not walk 2 extra
Lucious
steps.
doesn't have a leg.
Yeah.
And I feel like also with him having bipolar disorder, it's almost like it's hard to trust that
It's not gonna
he's
happen again.
always going to be in the same state of mind because it is 2 very different mindsets that
Right.
are not always controlled.
And sometimes medication
Right.
can reach a point where it no longer works.
Right. But I did love though, like how when he called him damaged,
Yes.
he kind of set him straight on like you're
You're a
damaged as well.
yeah,
like
you're a
how-
sociopath. Like, I'm
Right.
bipolar, but you're next level.
And it's like I almost feel like
step it up.
Lucious is more damaged than Andre because it's an actual
yeah.
damage. Like Andre's
Yeah.
is a
A
disability.
mental, yeah.
Right. Well, if Lucious is really a sociopath, then, that's a
there's no
But,
reflection.
Right.
but Lucious is also a stone cold killer. So,
Right.
equal.
I don't think he's a sociopath. He has sociopathic tendencies, but I feel like if he was a sociopath, he wouldn't have these certain moments where he is heartfelt.
Where he reflects.
Yeah. I feel like he'd be like,
Where Dwight comes
alone and I don't know. I don't know. Not that I can diagnose sociopaths, but
So let's talk about the setup. Let's talk about how Lucious and Andre arranged to go see Celeste at her tennis club to get the information because Andre has discovered these shell companies that he believes are connected to Eddie. Lucious confirms that some of the names of the companies are things that are relevant to Eddie. She-Dragon, the second ex-wife who is the uber sophisticated one but also rules with an iron fist. We find out that Lucious introduced Eddie to Giselle, and that's why he left Celeste. So it's a lot of bitter feelings there. Do you think that Celeste folded a little quickly with all the information just because hearing that Giselle had some points in a salary?
no. I feel like as a female, there's times where or maybe not even just as a female, but as a person, especially maybe she's more emotional of a person. I don't know. When people say something that sets me off, I'll be like, "Oh, you want the real tea? Let me tell you."
And we're playing the ex-wives against each other. There's naturally going to be that competition.
I don't know that level yet, where my age is. I feel like I don't know the ex-wife struggle, but I know the ex-girlfriend struggle. It's oh my God, did
When
you
you're the ex,
see his ex? Can you
It's the
believe
same,
that
yeah.
she's doing this? And I don't know. I feel like that's
And
totally,
obviously
Did you
Celeste
see her
thinks
Instagram
Giselle
post
is
today?
ratchet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And to think that not only did you get him, but now you're getting more money than he.
and you sold all your properties.
But why would you do that?
That's stupid.
Because this is the thing that I thought at first. I thought Eddie was trying to get back money to give to them because he owed them in alimony or something of that nature. Not, hey, I got this incredible deal and
a business
you should
opportunity,
sell every bit of everything that you own to get in on this. I mean, granted, they were... Andre said that both would have made tens of millions of dollars on the sale of Empire if it had gone to Patel, but I don't know if I would go all in. Who's your financial advisor?
Right.
Come on, Celeste. Is that smart? Not really. But she spilled the tea and very quickly. Why is Eddie's... I don't understand why they're thinking so hard on how to get Eddie out of the company.
Right. It's just fire him.
Yeah.
But also now I guess he is tied up in stocks, so they have to be careful. I'm not sure how much of a majority, if it's, it's not a majority, but how much stock he owns. I don't know. I feel like maybe they're tiptoeing for that purpose.
To see what happens with it. Interesting. Okay. So speaking of Eddie, right? Our third topic. So we're kind of torn, guys. So our third topic of the night, we wanted to know if we should talk about Jamal's music, which we all hate. Hate. Sucks. I'm kind of with your fans, Jamal, only I'm not with your fans because I don't like your regular music all the time either. I think
But
Jamal...
it's better than what
Way
he tried
better.
to drop tonight.
See, Jamal's regular music is some kind of music I would like to drive to work in the morning listening to or something. I don't know. But
But he's
it's
not feeling positive right now.
No.
So he's not allowed to experiment as an artist?
he can experiment, but
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah, look at Ed Sheeran is not going to drop an angry track, but he can drop a heartbreak track. We've seen Adele play with, heartbreak and in love music. Jamal can stick to his lane without
I feel like it's also too kind of at a certain point that's where he's overly an emotional character because it's you would have people advising you and you would put a little bit more of a business sense into what you're doing. And like you said, release something heartfelt, but that is still within your genre.
Yeah.
But maybe his whole genre has changed based on his experiences.
I think, again, when they were talking about his audience, I'm thinking just with social media and everything, if you change your whole brand, without letting anybody know and there's no ease into it, you're going to lose that whole audience and basically start from scratch.
Yeah.
You think?
Building.
Yeah.
He's a superstar? Really?
I mean,
Kanye's back on Twitter now, and he's writing
I
all
was
these-
living, you
all these
know, you
facts.
saw, I was living
So
for
I think Kanye would
today.
disagree. He said we worry too much about how the message gets out if, the
Yeah, but he said about
but
credit.
True, about okay.
But speaking, actually, that leads perfectly into it. Did y'all notice when Jamal gave the the drive to him. He was like hooded, and he was like, yeah, like I'm. And then as
'Cause
soon
he's
as he saw people bobbing, like he's like, yeah, I'm Jamal Lyon, like I'm here. Like he was not had no problems being seen, and that to me. That bothered me because I'm like, yo, how fake are you? Like, if you believe in it, believe in it.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't believe. He
doesn't believe in
He
it.
doesn't
Right.
know. He doesn't know.
Because it's
what he's
horrible.
believing.
He shouldn't believe in it.
Yeah.
Put the hood back up, walk out the door.
Yeah.
No.
The fact that
And
they
the
were
amount of
bopping
people in
to
that
it.
club are not
No.
enough. Even though I think the
believe it.
show's gonna take it and make him like a star in this other,
genius.
demographic, but
I hope not.
we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, Kanye, keep the tweets up. They were so motivating.
Okay, so Tiana has gone full diva on us. Eddie has managed to get in her head. And the thing that's crazy about Eddie getting inside of her head, instead of making her more confident, she is like regressing and becoming so insecure and unsure and not stepping out in the confident manner that she has before. She's firing her choreographer, mad at her dancers, throwing petty shots at Tori, who's her ex-girlfriend, and now Tori is back to popping pills and hanging out with Jamal.
Did you notice they did not focus on that? Like,
No,
at all
like,
when
it
she
was,
threw the pills
yeah.
back. It was just like
I mean, did she ever really stop, though?
I don't think so.
I don't think that. I think Tori, drugs are her thing. I mean, Tiana alluded to it.
Right.
And I just wonder, when I see pills and I see Jamal, I think about Jamal going into that pipe for those pills
Right.
and having Cookie do that. So I'm like, is that going to be a part of his future as well? But what do we think is happening with Tiana? Is it just that she was overlooked too long? I mean, I'm kind of confused that she's so tripping all over herself.
I feel like I had a misrepresentation before this season of actually her caliber of star, like her star power, because I thought it was more
Me
than
too.
what it clearly is in this season.
I thought she was Rihanna.
Yeah,
I thought she was like maybe slightly a little lower than Rihanna, but like
But still
Sierra.
within that caliber.
a little higher than Sierra.
Yeah, Sierra's a little down.
like
down
like
low.
Sierra maybe in her prime,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
My goodies days.
but then I'm like,
SZA?
no, not
No,
that big,
SZA, okay.
not that big. Like I'm sorry,
I know,
Sierra.
I know,
Sierra
that's
used
what
to be big,
No, I know.
that
I'm
big, but
trying to find the
yeah,
layer.
I'm not trying to think of like something that would be. I don't know. I don't really have a. I don't really have.
It's not working.
No, it's not. My brain's fried right now.
No, but I agree with you. I thought she was much
Right.
higher than where she is. And maybe she actually was, and maybe Eddie just kind of manipulated her into thinking that he could make her into Rihanna.
there's that. Or again, like when I reframed myself, being like, oh, okay, she's an up and coming person. Then I was like, all right, well, maybe this is a really great representation of what does go on. I don't know. Like, when you do start getting eyes on you, I think you do care a little bit more,
You do.
potentially. And I think
You want
that
to keep it.
you're like, oh, well, you're a specialist in this.
Yeah.
So if you know it's good, like I got to do that, or you know that you're the best choreographer, so I'm gonna listen to that, or and you lose yourself almost.
I
don't know.
wonder if she started losing herself because she's been lost in the shuffle just with everything that's happened. She's always kind of pushed to the back, then brought forward. First, there was Nessa, and then Tori came and kind of overshadowed her. And they, she's just like always forgotten. She's steady because she has a fan base, but it doesn't seem like she's growing or her star is ascending. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Stagnant. She's just a little stagnant.
All right, let's get to Cookie's closet and see which look we thought was our favorite. So Cookie was, shut in early at the beginning. This was her first look with the turban. I wanted to point out the shirt is a Patrick Kelly shirt. Patrick Kelly is a black designer that became very popular in the 80s. His stuff was like featured in Elle magazine. He his early work was heralded by like many magazines. He was one of the first early designers to have his own line. He used a lot of colors, and that's him on the shirt, and I think that was a nod to him. His I think Beverly, okay, I'm going to get the model wrong, so I don't want to mess it up, but this really famous model gave him money for a one-way ticket to Paris to continue his education because he was accepted into a design school in Paris, but didn't have enough money to continue to go. So that was a little dib in there, and with, all the
And
little
that's kind
designer
of cool
hits
because
on there.
she gave money to the people in prison. I don't know.
So to
I'm
think
making
so.
connections
Yeah,
that might not be there.
Connections. So that's one look. we have another Cookie shut-in look with marabou fur, and is that silk? You know, I wasn't really feeling this one.
I was feeling this one more than I felt the last one.
Oh, okay.
See, I'll tell you at the end once we see all three, but
Well, the other one,
Yeah,
the next,
I like because what it's Stella McCartney.
Yeah.
and,
Yes.
yeah. Like I don't know. I'm just
Chanel, I
I'm a
think-
sucker.
the head wrap, I believe, is or something.
I think the furry thing is.
Or the fur, okay.
The shrug.
See, I like
see from
I
here.
like Cookie with some fur.
I like Cookie glamorous. So my favorite look, obviously, of this episode was when she went to Bo's
Oh, yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So hands
Yeah.
down. And then we have Tiana, Soraya, and her look from last week when they were in
Yeah.
the recording studio, which I thought she looked really cute. I love the motorcycle jacket studded out, simple, clean look with the little bob thing. You weren't feeling it either?
I don't think it's a simple, clean look. I actually think it's a very busy look.
You think it's too much?
I think it's a little too. I think if the jacket had a little less studs and the black popped a little more, that would have really kind of pulled the outfit together. Because she has
You're
like
a sucker
the black
for like
shoes.
a clean look.
No, I like sleek with like a pop. I like a
Okay.
little bit of embellishment.
Too much popping going
Okay.
on here.
Yeah,
Too
there's
much.
a little
I
too
agree.
much
I'm not a
popping.
huge fan of it. I think though it goes with like a studio vibe where you're just like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm gonna throw this stuff on. I was like freaking out over Cookie's first look.
Yeah.
I feel like I would wear that. Like I would wear that.
You
It's
would wear that
totally
out?
like my style, like oversized,
Yeah.
baggy. Like the head wrap was dope. She was wearing Miu Miu
shoes,
yeah.
shoes in multiple looks too, which I was
Right.
like, those are fire. I don't know. I loved it, and I love her without makeup. And she's so little. I feel like sometimes with the fur, she looks
it's too much.
she looks swallowed almost.
Oh,
I
she's
don't know.
overpowered. I can see that. I can see that.
I loved the first look.
All right, now, so this next one, so that's it for the fashion aspect. Remember,
Yeah.
you guys, you can hit us up and send us your looks and your thoughts for Cookie's Closet, your votes. This next question, though, is for you. It's a poll question. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram with your responses. We want to know what your oh my God moment of the night is. We have voted, and we have decided ours was,
When Cookie told Bo's wife he's a rapist,
man.
my jaw dropped because I was not like
Expecting
I
that
thought
at
she
all.
was gonna not that it's the high road at all, but I thought she was gonna be like, move along, and she's like, hell no. Like
I gotta tell
But
him.
she said it in such a, like a manner that was because it's not his wife's fault.
Right.
You know, Cookie showed a lot of heart to me in that because I felt like she wasn't just doing it to get back at Bo. I felt like she wanted
For the
to save
woman.
his, like, she felt bad that she didn't know the monster that she was living with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his wife obviously didn't know what to do at all in that moment.
Do you think we'll see her anymore in the next episode, or anything? You think
No.
it's kind of done?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're going to see Bo again
Yeah.
because...
Maybe in a
Like
flashback.
Oh, a flashback, but I mean, in
Present
Yeah,
day.
I don't think
2018,
we'll see another
I don't think we'll
present
see
day.
Bo. So for news and gossip,
AfterBuzz TV News.
Hey.
it's on you, Abigail. You have to share
Oh,
the
no.
identity
Spill the
of Blake,
Blake.
the rapper. You guys aren't ready for this.
It is. I was like
y'all
watching.
ready
I'm
for
like, he looks so
this?
familiar. He looks so familiar. It's Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, the one who has a little bit of a bad boy reputation. I feel like he fits this role pretty well.
All his tats.
Yes.
He said he was from the Go, Chicago.
Yes.
Let's talk about the fact that we know that Chet has bad taste in real life because he dated Hazel Eve from Love and
Yes.
Hip Hop Hollywood.
Yes.
I think that was a PR thing, you know, but
Yeah, I'm like interested to see his character unfold a little bit more.
do you think so? You think his character is going to be around and he
Well,
and Hakeem
based
are
on
gonna
what
be
I read,
besties?
I think he's
I
a little
think
bit of a
so.
reoccurring role.
Ah,
I think
okay.
so.
I think that it was. I think he made Hakeem kind of grow up a little too, be
Yeah.
a man. Like, oh my god, like you're gonna be
mentor
mentoring,
someone? Yeah.
right? And then it was like, I loved the them freestyling and battle
connection.
rapping. I liked it.
Yeah, that was fun.
That
was my favorite.
So I'm pumped to see how that kind of goes, and also too if they maybe this is just me like wishing the most, but maybe like him and Tiana will like maybe start something to make Hakeem like jealous. Like
I don't wanna
I don't
see
know.
that. I don't
it
want
could
that.
it could reignite the Tiana Hakeem like
I think
clashing.
Tiana and Hakeem are going to get back together. I think
Yeah.
Tiana now.
I think they will too,
And
but
Danielle.
Hakeem had to
dream.
grow up and work through some things. So
Yeah.
now Tiana has been very giving to him in that front. So now I think she has to go through some things. And,
Yeah.
you know, but we see that Eddie's going to use her
As a pawn.
yeah, to get back
sure.
in the Lyon family. So I'm looking forward to see how that turns out.
Yes.
And I think that no, you're not.
No, I agree with you. I'm just curious how he's going to use her as leverage. Like, he really doesn't have much pull.
I mean, because she's the leading lady of Empire, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
But, like,
something
her
historical.
loyalty is to Empire. Not
Is
like
it?
her contract is with Empire. It's
True.
not with Eddie.
True.
But I think that's everything for news and gossip this week. But we'll see. Chet, his actual name is like Chet Hayes, or his rapper name or something.
Yeah.
But now he's on Instagram as Chet Hanks, but it's with an X. So he's got a lot of like.
Maybe he's going through his
he's going
identities
through
and
it,
he's trying to
yes.
settle on what the exact one will
Yes.
be. I understand that. You know, evolve.
Yes.
Press the reset button as many times as you need to, Chet. Work it out. So this is a great spot for predictions. Yes.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Who's going first?
I was gonna say I just want to jump in and say I did not like what was going on with the prediction segment on this episode. I felt like it was very vague compared to all the other
the
ones.
trailer?
Yeah,
Previews?
the preview. Like I was like,
Yeah, it was just like a lot of shots of like people's
Right.
faces, but there was like no action.
they're gonna go after Eddie.
That's all. We're just gonna take Eddie out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't have any other thoughts? What do you like? Anything?
I
you
mean,
think's
I
gonna
told
happen
you
with
about what I
Cookie
think
and Pound
Chet might happen. No, that's just what I hope happens. Other than that, I think that this next episode they're gonna find Pound Cake's daughter.
Uh-huh.
I think that's gonna be this next coming episode. But other than that, I don't have that. Did we see Anika's face on there?
We
Yeah.
did.
Okay,
we did.
I wasn't
face
sure, but yeah.
flashed
So
for a
Anika's
minute.
coming back. Other than that, no. We'll see.
Yeah, I think Anika, I don't think she's going to have a big role. I think her role will be in relation to Bella and Hakeem. I think we're going to see Hakeem grow and mature a lot. We've seen him over just the past 5 episodes really kind of continue to step up and become more of a man. So I'm curious to see how that develops. And I really want Bad Boy Jamal to go. I need more love and kumbaya.
I like Jamal with a little edge, but this edge isn't really working for me.
A little edge.
I guess obviously we're gonna see a showdown between Eddie and Lucious. I don't know if Eddie is a worthy adversary, but I also don't know what Eddie is fighting against.
Yeah.
So we never know what might rise up. I'm curious to see how Pound Cake's daughter's backstory impacts the future of Cookie and what's going to happen. How involved is she going to come into Empire? Because we read that. As Wondrous Jackson, shout out to you again, stated that she has a dance background. So, you know, Hakeem, Empire's a record label.
Yeah, I think we're going to
Tiana's
see...
without a choreographer. I don't know.
I think we're gonna see Pound Cake pass, and Cookie's gonna be her new mother
Do you
figure, and be
think-
like, "I'm gonna take care of you as your mama."
Do you think the Pound Cake will meet her daughter before she dies?
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
100%.
that'll be
That'll
the
be like the
closing.
time when she
And then
dies.
she
And then
dies.
she's like,
Yeah. It'll fade out.
Yeah.
All right, those are great predictions. We have to look out. I mean, action-packed episode.
It was.
So
It was dope.
I'm looking forward to next week. Zach, tell the people where they can find you.
Guys, I'm Zack Peter, and you can follow me at Just Plain Zack, all the places.
Thanks for watching tonight, guys. I'm Abigail Fraher, and you can find me on all social media at Abigail_AF.
And I'm Jill Munroe. You can follow me everywhere at Stiletto Jill. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up. 5 stars on iTunes, please, and thank you. We appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.